my friend. And we'll keep on fighting to the end.
That's Jim. And that's me. On February 10th, 2016, Jim was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease.
They went to the doctor, they got the news, they had let us know, and they had gone to lunch and said we just kind of want to be alone. And it was, in that moment, I don't think any of us were really thinking. I think it was just, okay.
I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about Jim.
James Lawrence was born on November 24th, 1949 in Riverview, Michigan. That is where he discovered his passion for coaching and where his story really begins.
I was swimming at Riverview High School my sophomore year, broke my fingers, was out 8 weeks, worked with the coach, and that's when I got hooked.
At the time, teachers were given the first opportunities at coaching jobs.
If you wanted to coach, you had to be a teacher.
So off he went to Eastern Michigan University, earning his degree in special education. In 1975, Jim took a job at Wayne Memorial High School in Westland, Michigan. He served as the school's head age group coach for 3 years before moving to John Glenn High School. In 1983, Jim married his girlfriend, Marty, and the two moved back to Riverview. He continued to teach, but stepped down from his coaching position. But word got out about this swim coach from John Glenn. Trenton High School reached out. For over a year, they tried to recruit Jim to their program.
I said, I don't want it. Just come in. They kept bugging me. So I went in for an interview with a list of things that I wanted, and they gave it all to me.
Jim took the job as head coach of the boys' swim team and of the girls' team in 1987. His teams went undefeated, dominated the league, and consistently qualified for the state finals, including a girls' state title in 1995. He has received numerous awards and accolades throughout his career. When he retired from teaching in 2010, many wondered how much longer he would continue coaching. Jim went on record saying he wasn't ready to leave.
I wasn't ready to give it up yet.
It wasn't his time yet. On February 10th, 2016, Jim was diagnosed with ALS. He was forced to step down from his position at Trenton, bringing his 32-year career to an end.
My first practice was my sophomore year, just before Thanksgiving in 2010. It was a morning practice. I was exhausted and had trouble keeping my eyes open, struggling to keep up with the other kids in lane 6. It was difficult, but then I met Jim. He was wired, fired up for his 29th season of swimming. It was a little intimidating, to be honest. I didn't know what to expect, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
I had to do 33 50s, and he's like, you need to hold 35, 36s, and I was like, yeah, okay, and I was going like 38 and 39. I was kind of blowing it off. And then he came over and he got in my face and he started yelling at me, and he's like, if you don't hold 33 for these, there will be hell to pay. And he kept yelling at me, but I was holding it, and I was crying, and it was the only time that I was ever mad at him. Angry, like I wanted to just be like, I quit, I hate this. And then I got out and he gave me the biggest hug and he was like, that's what I wanted. And I just remembered it all as he was gonna push you to the breaking point, and right after that he was gonna ask for a little bit more.
I really feel like Jim, it doesn't matter if you're a kid that was like going to the state meet and, you know, competing at the state level, or you were a student who, I mean, we have girls on the team who, and it was the same way before, that they're seniors and they're coming out to try out and be a part of a team for a sport they'd never even been a part of. What sports do kids do that, you know? And that to me speaks volumes about, that's what I learned from Jim, is that it didn't matter who you were, but you had a place on that team.
Swimming is a sport where it's a boring sport to train for. All you see is tiles on the floor that are 2-inch, and it's just honestly looking at the person in front of you for 2 hours a day. And it gets frustrating, and there's tensions that build up on that.
On March 14th, 2016, that's when I got the call from my friend Dane Roberts. He told me to just slow down and listen. he told me that Coach had been diagnosed with ALS. I remember us trying to plan a fishing trip with him over the summer, but things just didn't work out the way that we wanted them to. I don't think it worked out for anyone the way they wanted it to. But I just remember feeling sick. What could I even say? What can I even do? So I did the only thing that I could do. I grabbed a camera and a microphone and headed back to my hometown of Trenton. I had to document this. It just felt important to me. I wanted to talk to everyone I could about what Jim meant to them.
It was right after my wedding in October. He started noticing some more symptoms, and in our minds we possibly knew that that's where we were headed, but they wanted to rule everything out, and we wanted to keep hope that that wasn't it. February 10th, 2016 was when we actually found out that he did have it. So that was, that's the day that our lives really, really changed forever. I think we all kind of went numb, really, and just froze. What do you do? What do we do? Where do we go?
I was upset. It was a very hard issue for me to deal with. Knowing a guy for 23 years now, that's been such a mentor to my life. But we kept it from the team until that season was all wrapped up, just to make sure that they could do what they were able to do to compete at their highest level.
But it didn't feel right to make this documentary without telling him. So, armed with a microphone, I was able to see him at the end of November in 2016. Humble doesn't even begin to describe how I feel, because you and your family are placing so much trust in me to be able to present this documentary to
But Tyler, I told you,
Yeah.
and I'm not worried about it. So
I appreciate
I
that.
trust you.
That means a lot coming from you.
You okay?
It's a lot of emotions, I guess.
It's all right.
It's emotional. It's emotional to hear him. It's emotional to see him. But his words are powerful, and that was what we needed. But we had a huge meet last Thursday, and we knew that we need to rally the girls, and we knew there was nobody who could do that other than Jim. So quick text to his wife, hey, can you help us out? Can you get a video?
Good afternoon, girls. Just a quick note from me to you. First to the seniors. Sorry I couldn't make senior night. Wanted to be there, but just couldn't make it. I want to say thank you for all that you've done for THS Swimming, and especially for me. Tonight, got a big meet, Carlson. It's not a matter of winning and losing. It's a matter of racing. You've heard me say it once. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. You have to go out and race. Have some fun. Enjoy yourself. You could be down a man or two, but it doesn't matter. It's a team. Team wins, the team loses. Remember one of my favorite quotes. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you swim this meet? One event at a time. One race at a time. Wishing you the best. Love you dearly. Good luck.
We snuck out a 2-point win, and I put some of it back on him.
I set out to make this documentary because initially I didn't know what to do. I just knew I had to do something. I guess I wanted to capture the feeling that Jim instilled in me, or the feeling of Jim's impact on us in the community. The other day I asked him how he saw himself. This is what he told me.
I see myself very simply as a teacher and a coach who is lucky enough to mentor kids and hopefully encourage them to do what is right. I hope that I am viewed as someone who has a passion for what I do and for doing what is right for my teams and program. That they all believe I have the kids' best interest at heart.
That's Jim.